Hello. Don't you think it's heartless to be so unsympathetic and insensitive towards someone who almost got killed in an assassination? I presume that in asking me this question, you are referring to the attempted assassination of the quasi-Republican contender for the presidency. I might tell you that I had turned on my television set only a few seconds after that incident took place, and I could see for myself what was readily apparent for the rest of you to perceive, should you have been inclined to do so. I saw an older man who had been hurt, wounded, injured, dropped to the floor, mortal, flesh and blood, in that crossroads, extremely vulnerable. And I saw that he had been hurt, and in that moment, I felt so sorry for this man. I felt bad for him. I felt sad for him. I can assure you, this isn't some hollow attempt at melodramatics, nor is it any kind of soft pedaling, and neither is it any kind of backpedaling. I can prove that to you by what I'm compelled to go on to tell you. Because a few seconds later, when he regained his reorientation and some of his awareness, and they were helping him back to his feet, and he raised that fist up into the air in a gesture of defiance, and the whole crowd exploded in uproarious response, in that fixed, freeze frame, flashpoint moment, I felt this electrifying adrenaline rush of what I can only honestly describe to you as approval. Approval! Right from my own heart. Because I knew in that moment that that was absolutely the perfect thing to do. That was the right thing to do. And I can furthermore tell you with metaphysical certainty, if ever I were in that position, not in his position, but in a position like that, in a situation similar to that, I would do the exact same thing. That is precisely what I would do. Survival. Defiance. But you see, these feelings, as it were, these emotions, they were all fleeting. The compassion and the commiseration, in a matter of seconds, they were gone. They had evaporated, as if they had never existed in the first place. They were just gone. When this man made the colossal and now irreversible mistake of leaving the private sector, wherein which if he had remained with free range and free agency, not to mention the endowment of unimaginable wealth at his disposal, with the right kind of guidance and support, with the right kind of counsel, there's no telling how much good this guy could have gone on to achieve. Who knows how much he would have gone on to accomplish? And now we'll never know, because he made the conscious decision to leave the private sector and to enter into the public domain of the political arena. And in doing so, he made of himself a public figure. And as any other public figure out there can readily attest, when you become a public figure, every aspect, every facet of your life becomes at risk. Now and until the end of your days. And when furthermore, as a public figure, you somehow manage to promulgate yourself through belligerence and hostility and violence and ignorance to the status of an adversarial nemesis who displays to the entire world that you are reactionary, volatile, reckless, dangerous. Through the architecture of your own misconduct and the flaws of your own design, you make it so that there remains only one viable course of action. And that is a course that such a public figure must be dispatched expeditiously and with terminal finality. And so to address your question, isn't it heartless to be so unsympathetic and insensitive? Yes. Yes, it is heartless. It is absolutely heartless. It is, in fact, downright cold-blooded. But you see, my punks and my skins, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, that's politics.